Hey, welcome everybody. We are kind of doing a midweek for Module 2, and I usually try and do this. I thought I had a video recorded, but for whatever reason I can't find it, so I'm having to redo one, but that's okay, because the old one probably needed to be redone anyway. So, as I graded the papers, I'm seeing great content. The methodology or thought processes are sound, but I'm seeing some issues with formatting, particularly APA formatting. And I will tell you, that's a challenge. I struggle with it still today, but there's a number of different resources that I use to kind of help me work through some of that. So I thought I'd do this quick video and show you some of my resources. Just take that as it is. So on the screen, you should see a journal article, Improving Staff Retention with Authentic Appreciation, from the Shapiro Library. I will encourage you always, when possible, to use the library to get your credible sources, because you can nail that down a little bit to textbooks, journal articles that are peer reviewed, and some of those things, which makes it a more credible reference than, for example, going out and doing a Google search about why do employees want to use a union. And you may get some sources that are not what you would typically consider credible. They may have a political slant, they may have misinformation and things of that nature, whereas peer-reviewed articles typically do not have that because, again, they're peer-reviewed. So if you're putting out information that's not correct, those folks that do that review are gonna call foul on that. But so this is really kind of an informative article, by the way, and I can send you the link to the article if you're so inclined to read that as well. But so we're going to use this as our source article. So what you see here is I've transitioned, and hopefully it's kind of changed, but I started typing, and I'm not going to read it to you, but here you can see I quoted a reference out of the journal article, and it's already got the in-text citation, but I need to create a source. So under references, you can create citations, which you should see here, and I mean, my mouse may not be quick, but looking for citations, make sure it's on APA, and it'll bring up this create source. So there's a number of different types, and you can see the drop down. So in my particular case, we're using article in a journal, and we've got the author's name. We can edit that, so we can add extra authors. So if you have 3 or 4 or whatever, you can add that information. If you have a corporate article, several of you listed the Fisher Phillips article, which is great. That would be a corporate author, so it's not tied to an individual, but rather an organization or something along those lines. Title name, and I'm going to tell you the source is Chiropractic Economics, and I'm probably going to butcher that. So for the purpose of this video, if I typo it wrong, I would correct it before I actually used it. But chiropractic economics. I can assure you that spelling was never my strong point. We know the article was published in 2023, and for the purpose of this example, we're going to say it was pages 25 through 26. It was a short article. So you click that as OK. Now you can see, because Word thought I was trying to add it, it added it again, so you could just go in and fix that. You will see that this is a direct quote. Now, if you look back at the article, I did paraphrase this just a little bit. Here is where it is. It does talk about, in the quote, regardless of their level in the organization. I took that out from my source, but I will tell you that's a close enough reference that I would consider this a direct quote. So we want to make sure we put the quotation marks in there so the reader understands that this is not our work. We're not paraphrasing it. We're quoting Mr. White in his article. So that's kind of how we do that. Now, let's say that we get down here to the end. We're done. And again, reference pages should be on their own page. For the purpose of this article, I am not going to do that, but rather I just want to show you this little trick here. Now, you can do bibliography, you can do works cited. I typically do works cited, but either one is acceptable. And you can see that it drops it in and formats it per APA standards, and apparently chiropractic is not a word I can spell. So, with that in mind, that's what it looks like in your paper. Now, if you're like me, sometimes you're kind of tired, or you're short on time, and things of that nature. So how do I shortcut that entire process? Well, there's a number of ways you can do that. So you can go to the Shapiro Library because I always want to put a plug in for our university, and I recommend this first. So go to the FAQ tab, which is what we see here, and there's citation help. So you can see a number of different questions that you can answer, get information. Oh, hey, here, how do I cite a YouTube video? Because sometimes we use YouTube videos. Or how do I cite a website? Different articles, and you can click on that and see, and it shows you some different things. The other thing is 24/7 library chat. Now, they will not do your work for you, and you should not anticipate that they're going to do that. However, they are a great resource to go, oh, well, look at this link, or here's a reference chart, or here's a site that you can use. They're a great resource. Please use your library. That's what they're there for. The other thing you can do is there is a Purdue University. It is an accredited university. There's a number of universities and colleges that actually use Purdue OWL as their APA formatting reference source. And it's been a while since I've been to their site, but you can see they kind of have a citation generator as well, which is they're showing is powered by Citation Machine. So here's the caveat. You can use it, but check to make sure it does it correctly, because it's a machine. It is possible going to make mistakes. Now I'm going to close the advertisement there that's popping up. But there's some other things in here you can see. So if perhaps reference list, basic rules. Well, what are the basic rules? You can go in and see some of the basic rules and some things, formatting a reference list, things like that. For example, let's say I'm trying to find, it's not coming up, other print sources, legal reference, footnotes, numbers and statistics. What I was looking for is large blocks, because if you do a large block, and typically over 40 words, you should put that in a block quote and then offset it and cite it correctly. So you want to make sure you do that. Now, as you get up here and you can see the Citation Machine, you can go directly to their website, and you can do the it's the Citation Machine or Son of Citation Machine, and it's a citation generator. It works pretty good in a pinch. Typically, the free version, you'll have to watch a short commercial, apparently like one in the corner down here that's wanting to be a pain, before you get your citation, but it will allow you to copy and paste that directly into your paper. The problem is, at the end, you've got to remember to do all of those in place. Now, this has been updated since I've started using it, because before you were only allowed to create one at a time. Now it will keep track of your different references, and you can create that on your page. So here's a couple, again, the library is probably the best place to go because you can trust the librarian. Purdue OWL is a credible source as well. And then again, you can also just directly do that in your paper. But APA formatting is important, and certainly I hope that you have found this to be helpful. If you have questions, let me know. I'm always happy to visit with folks about their papers or their work and things of that nature. So have a great day, everyone, and we will see you in the classroom.